Buster and
WeatherScope is sponsored by Chevrolet Trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road.
This is WeatherScope.
Westmoreland, Bedford, Blair, Cambria, Western Clearfield, Franklin, Fulton, Huntington, and Somerset counties all under flood warnings at this time. Let's show you the reason why in the video. Tells us our water vapor imagery loop. Area of low pressure here in the upper levels of the atmosphere drawing in plenty of moisture around it. It is slowly moving off to the northeast, but not in time to help folks who are in some of the flooded areas. You can see some of the rain is tapering off in the areas that are flooded. The heavier stuff is now moving into New York. Also thunderstorms and heavier rain reported in LaGuardia and New York City. But still, we do have several of those counties that I mentioned under flood warnings. We have been getting the heavy rainfall, and now many of the creeks and the rivers are flooded. The roadways already flooded in many spots. We also are getting some heavy rain along I-80. So watch out. Rainfall totals about 6 1/3 inches of rain in Altoona. D.C., you were close to about 2.5. Also, Baltimore, 2.5 inches. And it's going to gradually be clearing out of that area. Still, we could see another 1 to 3 inches possible right along the border between New York State and Pennsylvania, stretching over toward Massachusetts, and that will be the case as we head through the afternoon today. Thank you very much for taking time to help us disseminate some of this information to our viewers. Can you describe for us what the flooding conditions are like there?
Right now we have basically the whole county being affected. Central part of the county, Frankstown Township, all the roads down into the Frankstown Township area are inundated right now. Just in the last hour, in the northern part of Blair County, we're doing a voluntary evacuation of the village of Ironville down there. Red Cross will be setting up shelters for these people. U.S. Route 22 is closed in the eastbound direction here and in the westbound direction in neighboring Huntington County. We're looking for the rivers to crest hopefully somewhere around 2, 3 o'clock this afternoon.
What about any homes that have actually been flooded out? Are you seeing that yet, or is this more of a precautionary measure to have the evacuations?
We have a lot of homes that have received basement flooding. As far as water into the living areas, we haven't really had a chance to get into the areas yet and check that out. We will be requesting help from FEMA to go in and look at those areas after the water recedes.
All right.
FEMA is Pennsylvania Emergency Management.
Thank you very much, Mr. Weimer, who is the Director of Emergency Management in Blair County, Pennsylvania. Jim?
No, Kristen, they're not. As a matter of fact, we're standing here right on the beach, and we're almost at the time of low tide. And you'll notice here that the breakers really aren't that intense at all. And that is because as we pan out over the water and you see some of the fishing boats here, you can see that we have a couple of sandbars out there, and they're helping to protect from the onshore flow and obviously the bigger waves. But being at the time of low tide, that's been good news as well. There has been some minor beach erosion, but all in all, really not that bad. This has not been a bad storm, at least at this point. But it's kind of amazing when you look at where the center of this system is, as you've been showing us, and how even up here, we're dealing with the onshore wind. But for the folks in New England, another cool, raw, unsettled weekend, a good excuse to get the things done that you need to do inside. And obviously, you know, if you headed out to the football games, the high school football games last night, it was kind of cool and raw, no doubt about it. And today, because of the wind, I've just tried to call the folks down at Massachusetts Port to see if the ferries are running as a result of, I guess, the wind slackening a little bit from where they were last night, and nobody's at the office right now, so I'm trying to get a hold of them. But as of last word, they had not been running as a result of the choppy seas and the unsettled weather. So all in all, not too bad yet, Kristen, but it's kind of a wait and see here in southern New England this morning. Back to you.
Because as the cold air comes south, you'll get an upslope wind, and as low pressure develops here in the Great Basin aloft, providing a southwest wind in the upper levels, that's a